Hi, and welcome to Massachusetts Mama's YouTube video. This first video, we are going to be addressing some skincare issues that I'm currently experiencing and talk about how I plan to tackle them. And then in future videos, we will do updates and hopefully you guys will come along with me to the final results. So I am going to run through what skincare products I currently am using, what I plan to use to address some of the problems that I'm experiencing, and then we will talk about my experience with them in the past. One of the things that I am currently experiencing with my skin are dark marks from acne scarring. So this is something that I have experienced in the past before when I dealt with hormonal acne in my first pregnancy, and I had a lot of scarring left over and I was able to correct it on my own. So I'm confident I'm going to be able to address this, but let's talk about how this happened and what you can do to prevent it, which in my opinion is not really much. Started taking hair, skin, and nail pills and prenatal vitamins in addition to Nutrafol because I was experiencing hair shedding from losing around 40 pounds. And so the excess biotin kind of caused my hormones in my skin to freak out, and it caused me to break out in my forehead, primarily on this side, but really my whole forehead. I had probably like close to 10 breakouts all at once, which never happens to me. I typically have very clear skin, and if I do break out, it'll be like a small raised bump, maybe a whitehead, and it'll go away within 24 to 48 hours the most. So these breakouts all started happening around the same time, and they would not go away. They were really deep hormonal, like cystic acne. So I knew that I needed to stop taking those supplements, and within maybe 72 hours of stopping the Nutrafol, they had all started to calm down. So I knew that that was really from that. I've taken Nutrafol in the past and it was fine. I think this was just too much biotin. But anyways, when those breakouts were active, I was not really messing with them. I was not picking them. There was one that I did end up popping just because it was hurting so bad. But after that, I really didn't mess with them. And every time I experience acne like that, they always scar, no matter what. And so I think really the only thing that you can do other than treating them with acne spot treatments when they're occurring and not touching them, squeezing them, picking them, is to just ride it out and wait. Lots of moisture, obviously, all that, but really for me, it was kind of like it happens every time. There's not much I can do. So once they were fully healed, I started thinking about what my plan of attack is to correct them. And before I talk about the products that I am going to use to correct them, and some of these I use anyways in my regular skincare routine, some of them I've since added. The most important thing to me is sunscreen, because whenever I have these dark marks, whenever I add in additional melanin and sunlight, they get 100 times worse. So if you are experiencing dark marks and you're not wearing sunscreen, you are working against yourself. Any efforts that you have are going to be wasted. It's really, really, really important to wear sunscreen if you are trying to combat any dark marks or acne scarring. Well, let's get into the actual product. So as far as cleansers, I typically use the Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Cleanser. That one is a resurfacing cleanser, but it's not so aggressive that it's going to prevent me from being able to use any physical exfoliants or acid. So highly recommend that one. I also do use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This one is a great one as well, and this one is affordable in drugstore. And then once I cleanse, I will go in with the Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Pads just to physically exfoliate a little bit, make sure I get off all of that dead skin, everything, and just really start with a clean slate. And then I will take different routes, different days. I don't do the same routine every day, obviously. But depending on the day, I might do a mask first, maybe go in with a chemical type of exfoliant and then do my routine after, or I will do just straight into the treatment. So these are some of the things that I do some days. I will use this Rail Beauty Miracle Cleaner. This has been working so well to clear up my skin as far as uneven texture prior to these dark marks, so I knew that it would do really well and attack these. And this is where I've already noticed in 1 week these marks have lightened up tremendously. So this has been working really well in just the 1 week that I've used it, but I don't really expect to see full results for at least 4 to 6 weeks. But it is a gel. You put a little bit on the area, you leave it on for 3 to 10 minutes, and then you take it off. So it isn't the type of like exfoliant that you leave on permanently under your skin. This one you're going to wash off and then proceed with the rest of your skincare. But so far it's great. I haven't experienced anything as far as like burning or anything with that. I find that it's actually kind of mild, but it's a 15% AHA, BHA, PHA combination, triple hyaluronic acid. So this has been awesome. Additionally, I will use the tried and true. This is what got me through my last kind of like dark mark issue. This is the Ordinary's famous kind of like red blood peel. So this is their AHA, BHA peeling solution. So that one you saw had 15% AHA. This one is a 30% AHA, 2% BHA combination, and it's a 10-minute exfoliating mask. This stuff will transform your skin. So you have to work up to this. This is not the type of peel that you would use or peeling solution that you would use every day. No more than twice a week. So I would start with probably once a week, and then it says, yeah, based off of how your skin is tolerating it, you know, you might be able to use it more than once a week, but you might only be able to get away with using this like once a month. It depends on your skin, but again, the recommendation is no more than 2 times per week. So good. You would put this on, let it sit, fully dry, and then wipe it off. Just like this one. These are miracle workers. Highly recommend both. And then one more product within that same kind of group, we have another dynamic resurfacing mask. So this is the Ulla Henriksen, their Dutopia 25% acid flash facial. This is another mask that you're going to put on, let it sit, and then rinse off after. And this one has 10% AHAs, 15% PHAs, and Scandinavian rowan berry extract. So these 3 to me are the heavy hitters of my routine, and I think what has made the biggest impact and will make the biggest impact. So all of these are within the same category, so I wouldn't use any of these more than 2 times a week. So my recommendation, if you're planning on using other ones, is use like one time, one the other. You know, don't think, oh, I can use the Ordinary one twice a week, the Real Beauty twice a week, and then the Ulla Henriksen twice a week. It's all the same category. So twice a week for all of them is going to be the most that your skin can really tolerate, and that's more than enough. So those 3 are kind of like the chemical exfoliants that I start with, and the masks to reset my skin. And then once I do that, I will use the Ordinary glycolic acid solution. This is an exfoliating toner. Again, this may be too much followed up with one of those. So you might have to use this on the days that you don't use one of those. Your skin might not be able to tolerate it. Mine can, but yeah, this is a 7% glycolic acid toner, and it is so amazing. This is another one that I've been using for years that works really well. I'll be honest, I'm not super consistent with it, but it works so well. Actually, you can use it on your underarms if you experience like dark marks on your underarms. You can use it on your feet if you have like really rough, dry skin on your feet. So look up different ways that you can use this. I was shocked, but I use it on my face and it has been amazing. So if I'm not using this one, I will then use Pharmacy Beauty. This is the Brighten Up 3 times dark spot toner. So this is another one, same category of products. So it's not like I'm gonna use this and this in the same time. I will say I find that this one is a little bit more mild. So if for some reason my skin just feels a little bit tight, maybe the peeling solutions that I was using just felt like a little bit more tingly, I'll go in with this one because I find it's a little bit more mild because it's only 3% where this one is 7. But you know, do with it what you please. It's, you know, pick your journey. And then another product, this is more so to address the acne. So I should have mentioned this before. This hypochlorous acid is like my holy grail. I know everyone loves the Tower 18 one, but this one I really, really like. It's by the brand Livaclean, and it is more generous. It's 100 ml, so 3.4 ounces, and it is more affordable. So this is gonna be great to clear up any of that like hormonal breakup. If you have any bacteria on your skin or anything like that, you can use it as a skin refresh or use it after you cleanse, but you need to let your skin fully dry before you put on any other products with this. And you don't want to follow up with like an acid or a retinol with this because they interact and they essentially cancel each other out. So it's really important, if you want to incorporate a hypochlorous acid, make sure you're looking up the different reactions of different products, because you're going to have to do your routine a little bit differently if you incorporate this. But highly, highly recommend. It's great, again, if you're fighting some of those, you know, breakouts that you just can't get rid of, if you're feeling like your skin just continually is feeling funky and you don't know. So highly recommend that. I know a lot of people use that throughout the day. So as long as you're letting that fully dry before you go in with other products, it should be okay. But you want to let it fully soak in, like a good 10 minutes before you even touch anything else. So we did our toners. Then I go in with my liquid serums. So that's like our water-based serums. And these are the products that I use typically no matter what throughout my skincare routine, not specifically for the dark marks, just this is just where my routine kind of gets more like normal. So I will either use a snail mucin from CosRX. This is my absolute favorite holy grail. These two combined actually, so their peptide solution as well as, or peptide skin booster with these together, so good. This is what I feel like gives me that really glass skin and like that really dewy plump skin. This helps to improve texture, helps to even skin tone. So it's working for the dark marks, but I don't think that that's like the main benefit that I see from it. The main benefit that I see from it is just plumper skin and more hydrated skin. You want to use those when your skin is wet so that it can really absorb. If I'm not using that, I will use The Ordinary's hyaluronic acid. This is the hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. Very, very affordable. So these are the same kind of category of products. I'll either use the snail mucin or the hyaluronic acid. I won't use both, but a great water-based serum to start. If I do have any active breakouts that I want to address, I will use The Ordinary's niacinamide as a like acne spot treatment. This works really, really well. You can use this all over your entire face. It's like in the morning or the evenings, but I typically use it as a spot treatment, but you can use it just as a step in your routine. So again, make sure if you are thinking about using any of my recommendations that you are picking what you want to use and then seeing if these react, because there's a lot of products and I don't use all of these products every day. So that's that. Then we're going to move on to my retinols and then my oil-based serums. So as far as my retinols, there's two that I really, really like, and one in particular that I kind of like pull out for the heavy hitter. So the one that I will typically use is the retinol 5% or 1% in squalane from The Ordinary. These are really great. I find them really effective, and they're based, you know, in a squalane serum, so they're oil-based and it's just super hydrating. So you're going to want to put the water-based serums on first, then follow up with this. But if I have issues that I'm trying to correct, this French Pharmacy retinol, it is a 3% retinol, works so amazingly. And again, I find that just in this short amount of time that I've been consistently using this, I've noticed improvement. So this one is huge. I do notice some sensitivity with this, so I don't use this one every day. I will rotate them out, and especially on the days that I'm using those peeling solutions and acids, I will not use this one. I will opt for the lower percentage from The Ordinary. So again, you just want to make sure that you're not being too harsh, but on the days that I'm being more mild with other products, then I'll follow up with The Ordinary. Then I'll follow up with the French Pharmacy. On the days that I'm having like a really aggressive peel day, then I'll follow up with The Ordinary because it's more mild. So you just kind of have to pick and choose which one. Total aside, this is another serum that I absolutely love. So this is from Lancome, the Genifique. It works so well if you have mature skin, but I find that sometimes using all of these acids and things can be really, really drying. And this is just a super hydrating serum that will plump. So I actually will add this one into my kind of liquids, water-based serum category. Then we will move on to eye solutions and oil. So on the days that I'm using this French Pharmacy retinol, because this is not oil-based, I follow this one up with the Mother facial oil. I also have a couple other facial oils that I like, but this is the one that I just happen to have on hand. So any type of facial oil that you like, this one does not block my pores. It's actually been really effective. I have it on right now. So this is a great one just to combine with maybe a retinol that's not based in oil, like the Ordinary. Then I will use a eye serum. So I'll either use the caffeine solution from the Ordinary or add the sunscreen right here. I will use the Pacifica Beauty Wake Up Beautiful Retinol Eye Cream. This one is great, but the one that I've been loving lately, and I didn't put it on, so I can put it on now for you, is this is the brightening gel from Versed. It's a vitamin C and caffeine serum, and I love the applicator. So you squeeze a little bit up, it has this little ball, and then you just roll it around your eye, and it's really cooling. I find that this applicator helps me to depuff, improve the darkness around my eyes, because I do tend to have like really dark circles. So it feels great. You can bring it out here, do all the things. So really, really awesome, super hydrating for your under eye. So this one you can use, you know, to help you depuff, but it also is just a really great eye serum as well. And then for my moisturizers and my sunscreens. So as far as my moisturizers, I use several. The ones that I'm using lately that I really like are the Water Bank from Laneige. This one has been my OG for the last 2 years. It is so rich and hydrating. You can see I'm almost out. It is very mild. It doesn't interact with any of these other products, so it's not gonna be like greasy, feel like a Vaseline, but it's a rich moisturizer. Like, it's definitely got a very, very rich consistency. One that's a little bit more mild than this one would be this Versed one. This is the Skin Soak Moisture Cream. This one is awesome. I've been loving this one lately. I've used it quite a bit. And so I'll use this morning and night. And probably the richest, most moisturizing ones of all of these is the Pharmacy Beauty Honey Halo. This one is like a really, really rich cream. So if I'm just feeling like super dry and I want to be like overly moisturized, this is the one that I'll grab to. And I also will typically use this one if I'm not slugging, like if I just want to be extra moisturized, because a lot of nights I will actually follow up this whole routine with Aquaphor to really just lock everything in and like really, really excessively hydrate. So that's the last step before my sunscreen. For sunscreen, the two that I have been loving lately are the Innisfree sunscreen and then also my Kula Do Good Illuminating Serum. I tend to grab for this one more often just because this one has a tiny bit of like pearlescence to it. So I find if I'm not wearing makeup, I like the look of this one on my skin. Because it's a mineral-based sunscreen, it has that little bit of like incandescence to it, and it just makes your skin like so glowy. If I'm maybe putting makeup on or I don't want that little bit of pearlescence being picked up, especially on camera, I will use the Innisfree sunscreen, and that one is just a mineral sunscreen that lays more matte and looks amazing. So that's where I'm at with my current skincare routine and what I'm doing to correct some of these problems. It's only been about a week since I have been working on this, and with any skin issue correction, it's a long game. You have to really put in the effort and be consistent and know that the results are not going to happen overnight. So my hope is that in 4 weeks, I can do a follow-up with you and we can check the progress of where I'm at with these skin issues, hopefully see a decent amount of progress, and then in 8 weeks, see really all of the dark marks being corrected. It might take longer, it might be sooner, we just never know. So if you have liked this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I am just getting into the YouTube game, so any feedback that you have for me to make this video better, I would definitely be open to. And if you are looking for the links to any of these products, I am going to categorize everything down below to put them into those different water-based serum, retinols, oil-based serum, cleanser, toners, peels, so that you can easily access them. But please feel free to reach out to me, add the comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and hopefully you'll be seeing me in 4 weeks, seeing tons of improvement, but we're on this journey together. So hopefully you'll come back for the next video. Bye everyone.